Okay, Bree Fox. First of all, I want to say that last song is my favorite of yours. I mean, I liked what you started with, and I liked the let's see, what was it? Address, because I can't think of anyone else who's come and done a song that combines spoken word with a melody. At first, I thought you were introducing the song in a way, but then when I realized it was part of the song, it's very creative. It's very unique. You hear occasional songs that do that, but not very often. So I need to ask you, what are your influences? Or
I hear a lot of Janis Joplin songs where they come out real slow, and then she starts belting into them when she gets to the choruses, and she really does. You don't think it's going to be a real belted out song until it just comes into the chorus. So that's
is Janis a big influence of yours? Good, good. Because in Heartache of Mine too, I hear you coming out like that. I was thinking Etta James also. You know, you got a good raspy, deep-throated kind of, go for it. Anyway, I have a set of questions I've been asking everyone tonight, and I'm going to ask you too as a songwriter. Do you hear music in weird places? That's probably a weird question, but...
I hear music in my head constantly.
Exactly.
I have a soundtrack to my life, pretty much. I'm sitting in school, and certain things will just intrigue me, and then I'll start singing in school, and everybody goes, "Oh, what are you singing there?" And then it's usually either the Beatles or the Doors or all my favorite bands.
But also, do you ever start composing from a feeling or something you have in the air? I mean, even before picking up the guitar, or how does the composition happen for you?
Some days I have a notebook where I keep all my songwriting things and anything like phrases that either when with my first song, I had a dream couple days ago, and I was singing on stage, and it just something with addresses, how you could give love an address and how love can find you, and that's how I wrote that.
Yeah, I love it when art of any kind comes from a dream. For instance, I don't know if you know Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde was a nightmare that Robert Louis Stevenson, I think he wrote that, didn't he? Anyway, yeah, he had a nightmare. He ate something that was rotten. He woke up and wrote Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Anyway, this next question is kind of peculiar for you. I should tell everyone, Bree here is a young songwriter. She's 16 years old. And like Jill said, she's only been playing guitar for a year. So when I ask you, what advice do you have for songwriters who are just starting out? It's kind of unique for you.
Yeah. I would just say if you have anything that gets stuck in your head, write it down. Because every song, if you have something that's, good, you could just turn it into a song. That's pretty much what I do.
Also, I was telling you last week when I heard Heartache of Mine, it has what I like to call an earworm. It's got a hook that after you've heard it a couple times, it's hard to get out of your brain. and that's a good thing for a songwriter to attach their work to other people. So you're known here also for the unique choice of covers. And I hope you didn't feel like I was intimidating you to only do originals tonight, because everyone loves not just the way you do the covers, but also the choice that you make. And I noticed when I saw you last week, you do a lot of really old songs. It seems like the late 60s, early 70s era it was important for you. And sometimes I wonder why that is, if the modern world stopped back then. But why have you chosen that music?
I don't know why I chose it. I love rock music, and I don't really like the new music at all. I think a lot of the newer rock bands, they're just not as good as the people from the late 60s and early 70s. I think they were the
two things I notice, I hate to be critical of modern music or recent music. I don't latch on to many melodies that are happening too often anymore. And the other thing is there's a proficiency to the way they're produced that they almost sound too sharp, too perfect. I like the music when it sounds a little bit off and where you can tell that someone's walked away from the mic to sing it, that they're not absolute perfection. That's the way I hear a lot of that old music. Do you pick up on that sometimes? Like if you listen to The Doors, you get the opportunity to just hear the three instruments and his voice.
Yeah.
And there's not a whole lot of other stuff to divert you, or they're not really trying to impress you with bips and pops and beeps and that I hear in a lot of music, or if it's metal, a lot of crunch, So the tonality of what I hear lately just isn't very interesting.
It just like a lot of the stuff right now sounds all the same. All the rock bands right now, it's either like people like Nickelback, and I think all their stuff sounds the same. Yeah. Well, that's just my opinion, but
I know what you're talking about, and yet they're played a lot.
Yeah, and they're played constantly, and then the songs are played overplayed, and then I don't even understand the whole our 2000s music right now.
Well, I think it would be great if you did a couple more songs that are covers. I'll let you choose them, but I have some suggestions. If you say, I like the way you do White Rabbit.
Okay.
And you did did you do Piece of My Heart?
No.
You did Me and Bobby McGee.
Yeah.
How you feel about?
I can do this.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
If you have others in mind that you want to choose, but yeah, okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Bree Fox with a couple covers here.